And there we go. The war in Korea has started.
Oh, there's the Korean War.
So I will condemn that war declaration. We already have troops. Actually, we're arriving literally at the perfect fucking time. So we can start getting our units going forward immediately. Unfortunately, like I said, most of the units I sold them were just kind of dismantled or wasted. But they did keep a good chunk of them, so they should serve as pretty good quote-unquote cannon fodder for the time being. I have 40-ish units here, and with my settings, they shouldn't commit too much.
Well, have fun over there in Korea.
Yep. But I have a lot more units still that will be arriving and joining in the battle. It's going to be a big bloody war, but once it's over, at least we can put this whole little mess behind us. I'm still glad I'm not using the older units, however, because I don't want to seem weak when they all, like, inevitably get slaughtered. Looks like the North Koreans weren't 100% ready for the war either, and our initial presence of quality units, especially a decent number of quality units, is already blasting into their reserves, and we're actually doing a good bit of damage to them before they can even really react, which is really, really good. Let's get the rest of these units moving up. The South Koreans are mobilizing all of their infantry that they still have remaining, as we can see, and they're not even needing to do very much, actually. By the looks of it, they don't even need to do very much. They're just deploying, which is good. They're getting their efficiency up, and I'm holding the front line and pushing forward for them. However, I am starting to run into a lot of the more militarized parts here. If we're going to start losing units, it's going to be soon. However, we still have more units on the way, I'm aware. Yeah, there's a whole, like, over 100 of them coming from right down here. I don't have any more on the way by the looks of it, but... well, no, I do. Some that probably sailed out through here. This is not a huge amount, though, like 55. We'll try to get some more transporting over there right now, because I don't know how many we're going to need. We have lost our first unit, probably because we have some pushes that are going a little too far, but so far, so good. North Korea has killed only 15 units, all mostly South Koreans. We've killed 38, and the South Koreans are getting some kills as well. So this is going, actually, honestly, better than I usually see the Korean War go. We're starting to lose a little more units. But the sheer swath of Korean infantry, South Korean, means that if we can do enough damage right now, then we should be able to actually just clear the way for the South Korean infantry and have them push the rest of it. That's at least the hope. I've lost a few more units, but our pushes are going pretty well. We're not losing any notable amount, but the amount we're actually killing. We've taken I think all of North Korea's land production as well. Make sure our ROE is set right. We're just pushing up on Pyongyang very easily. Let's get the priority off of Seoul now, so we know to just keep pushing forward. What does these battle zones look like? After this falls, we're going to probably... I'll set that later. For now, we're going to just focus on Pyongyang. South Korean slow wave of infantry is moving up. So far, so good. The North Koreans have lost over 100 units, killed 27, 6 of which were mine. The rest seem to be South Korean. Most of my units seem to have already left. I have 44 units still actually up here and fighting. Maybe we can get some of the bombers up there. We did take... Yep, this does have an air base, so our bombers can maybe help out a little bit. It's going pretty well. They have a big-ass defensive force up here at Hungam that we're running into. Maybe we want to focus down south instead. I'm going to take these units, I'm going to focus them down south, wipe out Pyongyang, because then they'll lose... Oh, look at that. They're actually already out of money. And they're out of military goods. But South Korea, because they dismantled so many of our old troops, they have the military goods. And because they had, like, maybe they sold them even, I don't know, they have their treasuries doing fine. They've deployed basically their whole military, though. You know what's funny? This is going to be the strongest South Korea I've ever seen once we actually win this. Post-war, I've never seen a South Korea that's going to be as strong as this one is. And looks like we finished those rubber plantations. Let's go ahead and get some more rubber plantations set up, because we need more rubber. We're not making enough, and there's not enough to buy. Our next... That's not... Oh, no, there it is. Our next giant swath of units is going to be arriving soon, which is good. Once they arrive, they can definitely help us push. The North Koreans are leaving Hungnam with a large chunk of mostly old infantry groups and pushing up. We have taken Pyongyang. Venezuela? Oh, that's probably my fault, but I don't care if he allies with Venezuela. I'll kill them, then there's nothing he can do about it. We have taken the surroundings of Pyongyang as well. This is going really, really well. Let's go for Nampo. Let's get that. I want to secure as much as possible. I'm trying to stay, if I can, mostly off this northern front and now start letting the South Koreans take the bulk of the brunt. Now that the troops are ready, I mean, I sold these units to them for a reason, right? And after this war is done, they're probably going to scrap these and start replacing them with newer units. So we might as well just deal some damage where we can focus on dealing some damage. A lot of this stuff I have up here is actually defensive units. Let's start getting it going north and focus on going northwest. I can take the battle zone control off for now and just focus on more over microing my units, I'd say. We are running into, what is this, supply issues? Yeah, we've been pushing up pretty fast. We're probably running into some supply issues. Keeping up with bullets. How's my actual bullets? Doing fine. And how are their bullets? Doing okay still. North Korea's still mostly out of bullets, but when they run into some money, they take some stuff. Yep, here's the new capital. All right, let's give this the new high priority now that we've discovered where their next little thing's going to be here. I can still see some of the motorized mechanized units that I actually gave to the Koreans, the South Koreans here. I'm still avoiding Hungnam as I can, to the best that I can. I'm going after these other locations instead, where there's less fighting, because Hungnam actually has a barracks, so that's why there's so many of them over there. Here we have the next big amount of troops getting real close to landing. I don't think they're even going to be necessary. All we need to do is service a little auxiliary force going after garrisons and shit at this rate. We're about to end up surrounding Hungnam, and the South Koreans are slowly pushing forward. We've only lost 7 units. We've killed 113. The South Koreans have killed 49, lost 32. I'm going to tell you, they're probably making a lot better of a use of these older units as I was making. While I still regret the mistake of not realizing that they would dismantle most of them pretty quickly. Honestly, we're getting the best use out of our current situation anyway, and I think better of a situation than if I had actually just dismantled all these fucking units anyhow. I'm going to push up to the western border and continue to let the South Koreans focus on going northwest. And I'm just going to try to secure these 2 road lines here just to ensure that the North Korea doesn't pull a fast one on us. And most of this is just defended by garrisons anyway, so it's some good combat experience, some good stuff. It's going pretty well, I think. And once this is good, we'll have a period of what should be peacetime, where we won't have to worry about very much, aside from, you know, France's situation. And with that period of peacetime, I could probably focus on then just upgrading and getting my military up to snuff. And we have taken this town, indeed. Very good. We definitely want to take these 2 locations as well. And then up to this barracks even, to maybe cut them off if we can. In that order, the South Koreans have swarmed Hungnam and are slowly pushing northeast without much resistance anymore. It's safe to say we've neutered the North Korean army in... And I'm going to be honest with you guys, even with this mistake that I made, I have done this war countless times. I've never done it this well. I have never done this war as well as I've done it here. Let's go ahead and get these new units set up and get them following the same path. A lot of new units are landing. Some of them are like already leaving because we just have so many units here. But let's get them set up and doing roughly the same shit as the rest of our guys. And we're going to make a big, big push heading on to our main objective here. Yeah, we're going to take these no problem. And we're not really losing much of any units anymore. Still only 7 units, and we're just dominating. This is no problem. Absolutely no problem. Now, here's where a lot of their units are, is over here at this barracks. So we're going to have a little bit of a fight to actually take this barracks. And it's going to maybe have a little bit of a rough way in supply, but the South Koreans are still pushing slowly but surely with all this infantry I sold them. I can't wait till we eventually start posting this and he starts rewatching this and going, oh, that's how that happened. All right, here comes the assault on the barracks. It's going to be a pretty big deal here. Yep, they do have some units here, but not a whole lot of units in this barracks specifically. More of them are probably over at their new capital of Chongqing. We're getting a successful push going here. There you go. We've pushed them out and away, like, completely already. Paisan now only has a garrison defending it. South Koreans are handling their front fairly well. I have the occasional unit over there, but not much. And now we can start a push through the forest, not the best way to push, over towards Chongqing. Chongqing. I can't say these Asian names, so I'm going to get the industrial complex outside of it first. They have a big... Oh, this is actually going to be pretty tough to do from this, this direction. All right, you know what? Fair enough. Let's go up the road then. where there's actually going to be a lot of supply. But I have over 100 units here now. There's still a couple more that are going to be arriving. A little bit excessive. Everything I've done here has been a little bit excessive, but that's pretty much it. North Korea is dead, and now that we're on the road, we're just going to start fucking dominating the enemy units as we push up onto Chongjin. The war's almost over here. Good amount of their units chilling up here in the barracks trying to repair. They didn't get to repair fully, as we can see. And now they're going to run into a swarm of our units. Got still more units headed up this way. Our swarm should be pretty good and enough to deal with them. This is so good. I never imagined this war would go as well as it did. I'm very happy with this. We're going to have a fairly capable South Korea, not one that can withstand him, but one that can at least hold its own and just chill out over here, hold the line, and maybe develop into a prosperous country. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and pop a... Oh, we can't. Wow, we can't get a formal alliance with them. That really surprises me. How much I did for them. Fine, let's send them a bill, because I'm going to want to get an alliance with them now that this is going so well. Get any of my dying units out of here, please. Oh god, some of them don't have fuel to move. Oh, we're collapsing in on Chongjin, though. Their military units are still barely capable. There you go. Oh, there we go. North Korea's eliminated. Awesome.
Bye-bye, North Korea.
Let's get basically all these fuckers transporting back to the west coast. This is a whole bunch of units that were headed over to help as well. Let's get those headed back to Miami. They don't need to go any further than that. That war went pretty well for me. Killed 136, lost 7. South Korea came out with a positive KDR as well.
Oh, good for them.
And the funniest part is, one thing I know for a fact during this is that if you don't intercede in this war at all, North Korea wins every time. Like, it's not even close.
Oh, I know.
I did a lot. I did a lot of shit since we started this like 2 hours ago to make this happen. This took me so much work, and I made a couple mistakes while doing it. A couple of big mistakes that you'll see if you watch this back once we finish the playthrough. Which, by the way, I've already made the announcement in my little thing, because I expect us to post this relatively soon-ish compared to when this will actually finish. That no, not to comment on each other's playthroughs, shit that they see. So
yeah,
when it's over, and yeah, and you look back at it, you'll see I made a rather large mistake at the beginning, but it ended up paying off. Oh, you allied Venezuela. You think you can protect that, huh?
Maybe.
You think that's worth risking more treaty integrity?
Oh, don't tell me you're going to go into South America now.
I'm just saying. I'm reminding you. When you ally with somebody, formal alliance, and they get attacked, and you do not declare war to help them, you lose treaty integrity.
I forgot about that.
So, I'm just saying, I don't know. Do you really think that you can defend this?
Probably not. Oh, shit. Yeah, I completely freaking forgot about that.
So, you're over here making formal alliances handy dandy, but how many of these countries do you think you can actually protect? Remember, this is a full PvP that we're doing here.
I know.
We made a deal with Korea and Vietnam, and fair play, you know, but we've made no such conversation even about Venezuela or Austria or Finland, Yugoslavia, anyone else you're looking at.
Okay.
Iran still doesn't like me enough. Let's go ahead and send them another bill. Very happy now that we've gotten to this point. Now that we've gotten to this point, there should be a good 5 or 6 years, honestly, of just military winding down. So I'm going to actually go ahead now and, yeah, I'm going to turn on the arms race now. I want to get my units more quality than quantity.
North Korean howitzer just sank a French ship.
A North Korean howitzer sank a French ship.
Yep.
North Korean.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Vietnamese.
Okay, that sounds more accurate. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds about right. Alright, still need to focus on fixing our rubber situation. These will be done in 29 days. Our labor shortage isn't too bad. I'm going to go ahead and just set up literally the rest of the rubber that I can set up. I don't think it's even going to be enough, if I'm being honest with you. This sheep here, I'm going to set up a rail line connecting these two places. and see how that goes. I'm also going to set up the standard roads that I've been making on all of these, just to go ahead and get supply moving through at some sort of reasonable pace. And roads are better than rails, and these areas are really tiny anyway, and I want to make sure that they're fully set up in a way that has a lot of supply. I don't think I can get a rail line connecting Honolulu to the rest of this, unfortunately. Sucks, because it will actually have a lot of supply here, and supply is good. Supply will increase our actual production. So one of these is probably going to have to become a military base, or get a military base on them, realistically. I'm also going to start sending some bills to Taiwan, because I want them in my sphere. Like, fully in my sphere. I'm a little low on money right now. I've been spending like crazy, but it's okay. Eventually, I'm going to need more industrial goods production. The only reason I have so much is because I've scrapped so many things, but definitely need some more industrial goods. Well, I'm using a lot right now just because I'm building so much, but still, probably going to want some more in the future. In terms of actual casualties, like manpower losses, I did lose a little over 20,000 men in that war. Keep in mind, the Koreans lost over 53,000. North Korea lost over 106,000. So we definitely came out doing pretty well there. Took a lot of our own lives to actually do this, but that's fine. We have plenty of lives where that came from. He has a terrible ratio, 21 to 20. Well, that's not terrible, but compared to us, that's terrible. He lost only 11,000 units or men so far. North Vietnam has a similar amount of losses with a much better ratio, and France's ratio and losses aren't very good, but that's what I expect from this. I'm sure their colonies are just equally as bad as we can see. Yeah, but this is all garrisons simultaneously, you gotta keep in mind. I'm gonna start setting up some battle zones over here in Israel so we can always hopefully maintain some units without me even really needing to keep track of it. So set like high offensive for both the capital of Israel and the capital of Egypt. And hopefully my AI can just manage that by himself without me needing to really do anything. Let's go ahead and give Taiwan some more money. Get a formal alliance with Iran. Eventually I do want to get one with Pakistan as well. Historically they're going to attack India, and if he defends India, then I'm going to need Pakistan. But we got our alliance with Iran. I want to make a little blue block over here. I definitely want to get the Saudis at some point as well. Don't know yet exactly how I want to go about this, but I definitely want to get like a Middle Eastern block going on. And Taiwan is changed to NATO aligned. But they're going to need a little more money to convince them to join me. Let's go ahead and give them another bill. I've spent so much money. I'm going to need to stop. Not just on diplomacy, though. I've spent a lot of money on building. I am spending a lot of money on building, rapidly increasing my production of rubber. Research a new air launch nuclear missile. I don't care about land launches, really. I do care about silo launches, but we don't have the ones that I want yet, either way. A lot of my rubber is starting to finish up over here, which is good. Again, we are going to need some kind of military base hub here. We don't need it, but it would help the supply in the area, help me solidify my defense of this area, and just generally speaking, be good for us. I'm gonna go ahead and build it right here, I think. A seaport, and we'll put a barracks for the hell of it, and we'll put an air base for some extra supply. I'm gonna undo some of the production stuff I've already made over here, but I'll fix it up once we get to that point. Formal alliance with Taiwan is gonna go through now, and that should be most of the blues in the world. I know I didn't get Nicaragua. That's me. Liberia. I forgot about Liberia. Sorry, not Nicaragua. Honduras and Israel are the ones that I've yet to actually get full alliances with, because I do know how this works when you make alliances. I do plan to protect all of these if he tries to start something. Honestly, I do plan to defend all of them. And I do plan to take advantage of his mistaken alliance with Venezuela. I will definitely attack it at some point. I already built up a good amount of justification towards it. I don't expect them to put up a huge fight if I do take them over. They only have one land production, one naval production, and not a whole lot of infrastructure. I could probably just throw a fuck ton of units off onto their coast and knock them over. Or I could befriend Colombia and then use Colombia. Hell, I could... Oh, no, they don't have any roads over there. I could befriend Colombia enough, right? And then use Colombia to just kind of whoosh, go over into Venezuela like that. That would probably be the more efficient thing to do. Yeah, maybe we'll try to befriend Colombia a little bit. Not like fully or anything, but a little bit. Oh, but they want everything. They want everything unless I pay them for the ability to get less, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of, but that's probably the safer thing to do. I don't want to necessarily mutual defense them right now. Let's see what they want for everything short of mutual defense, because maybe one day I'll just take them over anyway. I don't know. If I throw money at them, that would work too. Shrug. Just so long as they don't turn red. $1.5 billion for all this stuff. Yeah, sure. Fuck it, let's get that much, and then we can use Colombia to invade Venezuela whenever I want. Haiti has some rubber, so that's definitely a good one to go for. He hasn't actually allied Haiti, however. And like I said, I do have a contingency plan for actually invading his side of Europe. I've been busy non-stop since we started this playthrough.
Yeah, same.
I've never put this up to fastest once.
Fucking France still won't take a pee.
Won't take a pee?
Peace.
He won't take a pee?
He won't take a pee.
Why won't he take a pee?
He keeps peeing on my peace treaty.
Oh, that's not sanitary.
No, it's not.
What is this island? Wake Island. Wake Island is a very important island for our troops, so I should probably upgrade this sea pier to a seaport. Because, again, it's just been very, very important, like this whole time for our troops. I'll scrap the sea pier. And this will make it more valuable as a naval base as well. Looks like Midway Island is already being utilized quite properly for the same purpose. This has an air base, though. This has an airfield. Probably go ahead, get rid of this airfield, and upgrade it to an air base so it can be similarly useful in that way. Got to utilize all these islands out here. There is Guam. There is Northern Mariana. I don't know how I feel about these fucking colonies right now. They're pretty worthless, pretty useless. I might annex them eventually. Not anytime too soon. I'm trying to be very much about diplomacy right now and internal building than making anybody like me less for whatever reason. But I could maybe send them some money so that they don't fall apart. Let's try and give them maybe like 100 mil each. They're little islands. They don't need a whole lot. What is all this shooting I hear?
A patrol boat is shooting at a French merchant marine that is apparently trying to land on my territory.
Oh.
A landing craft.
Where? Oh yeah, I see that. Oh no, wait, what? That's not merchant marines.
Or a transport.
These are just empty transports. Okay.
Well, he's shooting at him.
Yeah, it's a Bulgarian one too. A Bulgarian
patrol
naval
boat.
unit. What the hell? That's so weird, but okay, France. I really do want to try to get Switzerland to come into my sphere. I think they're a very important person to have because they have a lot of land and air production, so that could really help when it comes to doing things in Europe. Let's take a peek. He's not working on... Who is he working on? I could be able to take a peek here. He hates everybody that's with me, including Iran. He hates Pakistan, Nepal, he hates Thailand. Literally, yeah, everyone with me he hates. Oh, he hates or is hated by Indonesia. That's good. That's good. That means I could maybe get Indonesia as well. South Africa. He's not friends with Egypt, which is good. Means he probably isn't currently going to come to their assistance when Israel starts shit in the mid-50s. But, you know, that's the mid-50s and anything can happen. Anything can happen. If he is working on anyone right now, it's probably India. Oh, the events are popping for China. China is... Yep, they've just colonized Tibet.
Oh, good for them.
I know how this event chain goes. Eventually, they're just going to fully annex Chinese Tibet. I don't think they're going to do it with Uyghurstan. What's the Chinese name for it? Xinjiang or something?
Xinjiang?
I can't speak Chinese. I'm going to just go back to calling it Uyghurgistan. Or butcher that more and call it Ugurgulstan. I'm pretty heavy into an labor shortage here. But the good news is, I can afford it. So far, I'm affording it. And the good news is, the longer I maintain this high inflation, technically speaking, the richer I'm going to be in the long run. Doesn't sound right, I know. It probably doesn't sound right at all when you listen to this and you actually know what inflation is. But just with the way inflation works in this game, hilariously, that is how it works.
Now French are attacking fucking Georgia. Fuck you.
They're attacking Georgia? Oh, they're bombarding it. Your colony of Georgia. They have nothing to even bombard there anymore. And remember, every time you shoot them, you're prolonging the war.
But they're shooting at me.
They're shooting at your colony and accomplishing nothing. But every time you shoot them, you're prolonging the war. Just a reminder.
Alright.
Oh, no, I'm just letting you know. You can keep doing it if you want.
No, I thought it didn't matter if they were attacking me or my colony. I thought it was going to be prolonged regardless.
It'll be prolonged if your units are there. Still not building any military. He is building more research centers. That's something to keep an eye on. If I go for anybody, it should theoretically be someone that has a research center. Don't know who that should be. Austria. Austria has a research center. Looks like Yugoslavia is going to have 2. I could take them over rather than fighting for them. And let's be real, if I sent a large amount of troops to Europe, there's no way he's going to be able to project his force fast enough to stop me from taking over somewhere like Austria or Yugoslavia. And if he declares war on me over it, well, I'd be surprised if he did that. Let's just say, I'd be pretty surprised if he actually did that. I should theoretically start building my own research center sometime soon. How are we doing on research compared to each other, though? I'm still fairly ahead of him. He's ahead of me on the space race. He's probably focusing more than I am.
The fuck was that? That wasn't me.
It's over in Vietnam. The guerrillas were pushing up.
Oh, finally.
They move up really, really slowly. And you kind of push them ahead anyway. Hey, they're building their first ever military production. It's an aircraft production. Huh.
Yay.
Ooh, I just finished military production level 3. That's an important one. Tank Tech 54, Spaced Armor comes after that. What else are we looking at? The Sherman Mark 1. I don't know how that's going to compare, but let's go ahead and research it anyway, because I want to. Looks like everything South Korea still has is currently deployed. Oh, why is this still up here? Do I have a theater setting? No. Okay. Hotspots. Let's get rid of all my current hotspots. I don't know why I have any. Looks like they still have most of the infantry, if not all of it, that they already had, so that's good. Realistically, I do hope they dismantle it from here on out and start replacing it with newer, better stuff that I've provided them anyway, such as the LVTs. I could give them the M75s, honestly, and I might eventually. It'd be really nice if Japan militarized, but, you know, I know how they play in this, and I doubt they're ever going to. Our rubber is now back under control. It's not fully positive, but it's back under control, which is good because that's all the natural rubber I can make. I have to build more synths after this, but I could go for Haiti and just take theirs. I did say I wasn't going to rubber hunt though, which I don't plan to. So Liberia is an important one, right? I don't want him to get access to Liberian rubber, and I feel like he would at some point target it, and I'm willing to fight him should he attack. When I say fight, I don't mean fight him to the death, mind you, but I'm willing to fight him should he attack this country in search of rubber. Honduras likes me. I don't know really how much I want to befriend Honduras, but they are leaning in my sphere, so I should just go ahead and get everything I can get with them at the very least, just to really help strengthen my sphere. Let's see, now that the war's over, France got that milk cap penalty back again. The deployed units won. His amount of deployed units has gone up. He still has the most production of any of us. He's been re-enabling his by the looks of it. He's back up to 30 land, 18 air, 12 naval. Okay, so he is outproducing me now, but I have all of Western Europe that's going to be pretty reliable as allies. His allies are not nearly as reliable, but I don't know if he really realizes that yet. Guatemala elects a socialist. That's not good. Guatemala. They like me. I'll go ahead and support it just for the hell of it. Just because maybe they'll turn blue. Socialists or not, all I need is you in my sphere. This isn't the actual big fight over communism or not. It's just whoever's leaning towards whom.